Okay, we're going to look today at how to do the 40-word writing task for the foundation writing exam. It is the second question on the paper after the photo, so you describe your photo, then you do the 40-word writing task. There is only one option. So you don't get two choices and you pick one of them, the one that you feel is best. You just have one option, which makes it in some ways a little bit trickier because you just have to know that vocab that you need to write about. So I can't emphasize enough how important learning your vocab is, because if there's a bullet point here you don't know, you have lost yourself 3 marks potentially straight away out of 16. Okay, so that's going to be really important. So one choice. When you come across the 40-word writing task, the first thing you must do, like all the questions, is read the context. Don't just jump straight to the bullet points. Read the context. That's this statement here where my mouse is about what you're doing. So where are you? On vacances. So we know you're on holiday. That sets the context for this piece of writing. So it's a holiday style piece of writing. Okay. The rest of it's kind of irrelevant, but it looks like we're writing to a French friend, which makes a change because normally we're writing a blog. So so that's cool. Right. Once you've done that, second step, okay, much simpler than the 90-word writing. We haven't got lots of other things to do in terms of tense rules and opinion phrases and different tenses, because that is not in the mark scheme for the 40-word writing. Okay, the 40-word writing is a really simple mark scheme, and I've broken it down into 2 things really. Answer all 4 bullet points clearly, and use a variety of vocab structures, verbs and adjectives. And when I say a variety, you don't have to be super fancy. I just mean you can't start each sentence with j'adore, blah, 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 car say all the time. You have to give some variety of vocabulary, of verbs, of adjectives, and of opinion phrases. Okay? There is nothing in this mark scheme about opinions. There's nothing about tenses. The only thing we have to do is answer all 4 bullet points clearly in about 40 words. So it's a super simple activity. And the amount of times I've seen it overcomplicated, I've seen students writing 60, 70, 80 words, getting in a mess with it, losing loads of marks. I've seen some students writing 35 to 40 words and getting 4 marks. Okay, so you have to keep this simple. Right, so that's the task. We know it's a holidays task. We know in our head that this is a simple task, and we just have to answer the 4 bullet points. So next thing you must do is work out what each bullet point is asking of you. Okay, so first bullet point is a tricky one. Où vous êtes? Tricky bullet point. We know this question où, which means where. So presumably this is going to be some where. So where are you on holiday? Okay, where are you on holiday? You on holes. Question mark. So basically I have to say something like that. Okay, so for example, I don't know, I am on holiday in France, potentially. Okay, second bullet point, la météo. Well, you should all know that. The Met Office in England does the weather forecast. Okay, la météo is the weather. So the weather. So we're going to talk about something to do with the weather on our holiday, where we're at. Third bullet point, dead easy, l'hôtel, the hotel. So presumably we're staying in a hotel. That's news to me. But anyway, we're staying in a hotel, so we're going to say something about the hotel. And then the last bullet point will be activité de vacances. So holiday activities, basically activities that you are doing. So activities you do on holiday. And with all of these, I'd be inclined to keep them all in the present tense. You don't need to do 3 tenses. There's only 3 tenses in the mark scheme. So if I'm honest with you, I would pretty much keep the whole thing in the present tense. Once you've worked out what you're writing about, let's break it down in our heads. We're looking at about 10 words a bullet point. That's hardly anything, really. Okay, that's literally saying a statement, maybe giving an opinion about it. It's a really simple thing to do. I always have this little crib here that I always have. So always think when you're doing this, can I start with I plus verb to give a statement? So obviously in French, je something, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if it was, say, for the third bullet point, je reste dans un hôtel. I stay in a hotel, or I am staying in a hotel. Okay, for the last bullet point, your holiday activities. On holiday, I play. So I play volleyball at the beach. Je joue. Okay, I'm trying to start a sentence with that. What you have to avoid doing pretty much most of the time is try and say things like, my holiday activities are, or where you are. So trying to use these bullet points too much to help you. A couple of times you can use the word hotel here, you can use the word météo, but you've got to try and avoid using that bullet point in your answer too much. Okay, that's where I see mistakes being made. Students copying vos activités de vacances and then getting all in a mess because they've written your holiday activities and it just becomes a mess. So always think, can you start with I plus a verb? It's a structure you're used to. I something something. I play this. I visit this. I do this. Okay, and then we can give an opinion about it. Once you've done that, you're pretty much good to write. Always make sure you plan it. Okay, it didn't take long to plan this because it's not as much as with the 90. But read the context, work out all the 4 bullet points. Okay? Then you can get on with writing it. So your plan presumably would be on the same page. Mine is on the different page of the PowerPoint slide. But let's have a go with it. So let's get back to the thing. Where are we on holiday? Can I start with I plus verb to give a statement? Yes, I can. That's quite straightforward. So we go with I am on holiday. Je suis. Now let's just check. Is there anywhere in that task that it says on holiday? Not in the bullet points. What about up in this bit at the top? Oh, look, we've got on vacances. That'll do. No excuses for getting this wrong then. Je suis en vacances. So you can use bits of the task up here, but don't take whole chunks of it. Just use single words or little bits to help you with what you want to say. So je suis en vacances. Where are we going to be? I don't know. Let's be in Paris in France. No, let's not. Let's just go en France. Now, that's a great sentence so far. I've got an I, a verb, and then like the rest of the statement. So I am on holiday in France. But unfortunately, I've only got 6 words. So I'm going to try and say a little bit more. Who with? Avec ma famille. Nice. Now we're up to about 9 words. That's great. And then I always think, a little crib here, can I then give an opinion after it? Okay, don't be afraid to do a short sentence. So I am on holiday in France with my family, full stop. I think that it is, or just it is, say, and let's give an adjective. I don't know, formidable. It's great. What a nice adjective to use. Okay, it's great. Okay. Try and avoid saying excellent, fantastic. Those ones, we see those all the time. Je suis en vacances en France avec ma famille, c'est formidable. Okay. Second bullet point. Okay, I wouldn't necessarily do it as a completely separate bullet point. Maybe just the line below. Let's get back to it. The weather. Okay. Right, what can we say about the weather? Now, this is a tricky one because I can't start the weather with I unless I go down the route saying I think. But that's not necessarily good with the weather because I can't talk about the weather. I think the weather is. Okay, so we need to think slightly differently with this one. Or we could use the bullet point a little bit. So we could say I think that the weather is. Okay, which allows me to start with the I and then the verb. Je pense la météo, and I can use that from the bullet point. No excuses for spelling it wrong. Je pense que la météo, say, let's give another adjective, excellent. I know I've said this, so I'm using it, but why not? Je pense que la météo, say, excellent. Full stop. Don't be afraid of short sentences. Il est très, it's very beautiful. Et il y a du soleil. Perfect. Okay. Je pense que la météo c'est excellent. Il fait très beau et il y a not du soleil, il y a du soleil. You know your weather phrases from doing in class like literally every lesson. So that should be quite straightforward. What's nice about this, we've got an opinion here. Not that we need opinions in this, but it's a good way of starting. And I think that I've used the bullet point a little bit, but not too much. And then given an it's very beautiful and there's etc. Okay, which is great. Point done. Well over 10 words. Move on the hotel. So again, I've tried to say avoid starting with the hotel is or using the bullet point too much. So let's start with I plus verb if we can. Okay. I stay in a hotel. Je loge dans un hotel. I've got to find that accent now. It's going to be a right pain. Let me just move my face. Symbols. Oh, no, I'm not going to find that accent. Symbols. Yeah, can't find that. Okay, let me look at my thing here. So we could do, it's worth getting it right. Hotel. Okay, we need to have the right accent, which is Alt 147. There we are. Je loge dans un hôtel. Okay, I stay in a hotel. Notice how I've changed the le, because remember the le and the la and the lay mean the. I can't say I stay in the hotel. Okay, you say I'm staying in a hotel. Je loge dans un hôtel, and I can give an opinion about it. And j'adore. I love it. J'adore, or I love the hotel. J'adore l'hôtel. What I said, oh, 147, wasn't it? J'adore, yeah. J'adore l'hôtel. Now I give a reason why. I stay in a hotel and I love the hotel car I could say because it is, or what about car il y a une piscine? Maybe. What about a big swimming pool? Let's add a little bit of variety. Il y a une grande piscine. Okay, I'm staying at a hotel and I love a hotel because there's a big swimming pool. Stop. It's, say, amusant. Lovely. Okay. Sentence. Move on. Last one. Your holiday activities. Go back to this. Activities on holiday. Can I start with je? So we've got to avoid going, my holiday activities are, we're going to get the muddle. So let's start with je plus the verb. Okay. Or we could start with on holiday. I do this. So en vacances, because we've got that up here. Wait, we get no excuses for getting that on. En vacances, je, what do I do? I don't know. Je joue. Remember your present tense. Je joue au volley à la plage. On holiday, I play volleyball at the beach. And what else do I do? I use a different verb. And I visit. Je visite les monuments. Oh, you know what? Never mind, that's fine. It's a nice, easy one to use. It's the same word in English as in French, monuments. And the verb's really easy to use as well. So, en vacances, je joue au volley à la plage et je visite les monuments. No obligation to give opinions, so I'm not even sure you need one there. That is pretty much it, which I know might seem like it's really short and not enough. It's absolutely fine for a 40-word piece of writing. You do not need to make it complex. You do not need to use opinions as such, although I always encourage opinions because you're already good at them and they're easy to do. Okay, but I'd always put the opinion, or try and put the opinion after kind of the statement. All 4 bullet points answered. It's clear. I've tried to start as much as I could with I plus the verb, which helps me with my structure, rather than using the bullet points too much. But you can use little bits up in the task to help you with key spellings that you need to put in there, which helps with your accuracy. Let's just check it over to check we're all okay. Have you answered the bullet points where you are? I am on holiday in France with my family. It's great. Fine. Okay, move on. Whether I think that the weather is great or excellent, it's sunny or it's beautiful and there's sunshine. Lovely. Okay. Hotel. I'm staying in a hotel. I love a hotel. Don't be afraid to repeat that like that. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Because there's a big swimming pool. It's amusant. Good for checking this. Amusant. Okay. I lost maybe a mark there for not spelling that right and not for going back and checking. It's always worth doing. And then the last one of those activities that I can't avoid using the bullet points. So we've started on holiday. I am playing volleyball at the beach and I'm visiting. Okay, I could put an opinion after that. I really don't think I need to. It's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 or more words per bullet point now. I've got between 40 and 50 words. Spot on, all done, 16 out of 16, move on. And unbelievably, it's the same amount of marks as your 90-word piece of writing. It's 16 marks. Okay, combine this with your photo, which is 8 marks at the start. Potentially you've got half your marks, 16 and 8 is 24. That's almost half your marks. Is out of 50, the writing exam. That's literally almost half your marks on the first 2 questions, and they are really, really straightforward. Don't overcomplicate them. Okay, so key things to remember. Go back to our plan. Read the context. Where are you? What situation you're in? What topic is about? Because that will help you. Work out what the 4 bullet points are asking of you. Okay, little tip, if you are really, really stuck and have absolutely no idea what 1 bullet point is asking of you, so imagine you have no idea what 2nd bullet point is asking for, la météo, okay, you can just write j'adore and then whatever it is. It might be wrong and might not make any sense, but a lot of the time it might make sense. And in this case, j'adore la météo would kind of answer the bullet point. It's not great, but it still means you tick the box of answering all 4 bullet points. Okay. So if you're really stuck and haven't got a clue about one of the bullet points, have a go, just going j'adore and then whatever the bullet point is. It might be right and get you those extra few marks because it will show you the answer to that bullet point. Okay, so anyway, translate those bullet points if you can, so you work out what they're all. I don't have to translate them exactly, just so you know what you're writing about. Remember, you've got to answer them all four clearly and with some variety of vocab, and then always think, can I start with I plus verb to give a statement? Can you give an opinion after it in like almost 2 short sentences per bullet point or a sentence? And if you can do that, It really is quite straightforward. Okay, don't forget to reread it to check you don't make any silly mistakes. And that's your 16 out of 16. So over to you. There's your task. It ties in nicely with what you're doing at the moment on school. Do exactly like I've just done for that 40-word piece of writing. Plan it first. Okay, I'll put the little crib up here to help you, and then write me 4 simple lines on that. Okay, could be more than 4 sentences, but 4 simple but accurate lines on those 4 bullet points. Okay, and I can obviously mark it if you want me to mark it, if you're doing this for my class, or give it to your teacher to mark, or just share it. We can share it. If you brought it into class, we can share it and go through what's good and what's not so good about it. But a great way to revise for your upcoming mocks, your exams in June time, and just to practice and doing this skill. Okay, so good luck with that. Spend about 15 minutes on it and see how you get on.